Let me ask you something. How many times this week did someone else control your mood? The driver cut you off? The coworker who spoke to you with disrespect? The family member who knew exactly which words would sting? If you are honest, you have probably handed over moments of your peace more times than you would like to admit. And every time you did, you gave away your power. Here is the truth most people never realize. No one can make you angry, frustrated, or bitter unless you allow them to. Anger feels automatic, but it's not. It is a choice. The Buddhists teach that when anger rises, it is not because life has betrayed you. It is because you have drifted out of alignment with your higher purpose. Anger is not proof of strength. It's proof of disconnection. Dr. Wayne Dyer said it best. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control what happens inside you. And that is where your real freedom begins. Because life will never stop testing you. People will never stop being careless, rude, or unfair. But once you decide to stop handing out permission slips for others to enter your mind and dictate your emotions, you become untouchable. And that is what this podcast is about. How to reclaim your calm, how to protect your inner sanctuary, how to live unbothered in a world addicted to provocation. Because once you see that anger is optional, you unlock a level of power most people never even discover. Most people go through life like emotional puppets, every string pulled by traffic, toxic people, passive-aggressive comments, or a memory that still stings. One tone of voice, one glance, one rejection, and boom, they snap. But here is the hidden truth. You were not born reactive. You were programmed to react. From childhood, you were taught to mirror emotions, to defend yourself at the first sign of threat, to fight fire with fire. Society conditioned you to believe that anger equals strength, that snapping back means you won. But let's pause for a moment. Has anger ever really made you stronger? Or has it just drained you, left you restless, maybe even ashamed? The Buddhists teach that anger is like holding a hot coal. You burn yourself first before you ever throw it at someone else. And Wayne Dyer reminded us that when you squeeze an orange, only orange juice comes out, because that is what is inside the orange. The same is true for you. When life squeezes you, what comes out? Anger, bitterness, or peace and clarity? Your reactions are not about what people do to you. They are about what is already inside you. If anger keeps spilling out, it means it's what you've been feeding, what you've been practicing. But here is the gift. If reactions can be programmed, they can also be reprogrammed. You do not have to keep living as a puppet, strings pulled by the world. You can cut the strings. You can train your mind to pause instead of explode, to breathe instead of break, to choose wisdom instead of warfare. This is where the real power begins, in recognizing that you are not your reactions. You are the one who chooses them. Why do certain words, faces, or situations set you off so quickly? Why does one careless comment echo in your chest like thunder, while another rolls off your back? The truth is this: triggers are not created in the moment. They are echoes of the past. They are unhealed wounds, insecurities, and forgotten scars that live within you. Someone presses a button and suddenly you feel pierced to the core. But remember, they didn't create the button. You did. We all carry invisible panels of vulnerability. The fear of rejection, the hunger to be seen, the wound of not feeling enough. And as long as those panels are exposed, the world will keep pressing them, sometimes without even realizing it. Here's the shift that changes everything. People don't trigger you. They reveal you. They reveal where you are still giving away power, where you have not yet reclaimed authorship of your emotions. Taoist wisdom says, "He who conquers others is strong, but he who conquers himself is mighty." Think about that. Anyone can yell back, slam doors, or type out an angry message. That's easy. To sit in the fire of your own emotions without being consumed, that is mastery. To feel the sting of disrespect but remain calm and unshaken, that is strength beyond strength. Your triggers are not proof that the world is cruel. They are invitations to self-mastery. They are teachers disguised as tension, showing you where the work is. And here's the paradox: the more you fight your triggers, the stronger they grow. But when you meet them with awareness, with presence, with clarity, they begin to dissolve. This is what Taoism calls alignment. Instead of thrashing against life, you begin to flow with it. You stop trying to control the behavior of others, and instead you learn the only control that truly matters, the control of yourself. Because the world will always test you. People will always push, prod, and provoke. But the moment you conquer yourself, those same triggers lose their grip. You no longer react blindly. You respond wisely. You no longer see enemies. You see teachers. And in that shift, you step into freedom. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Training the mind like a muscle. Think of your mind like a muscle. Left untrained, it grows weak, reactive, and easily fatigued. But trained with discipline, it becomes powerful, resilient, and unshakable. The truth is, most people expect peace without practice. They want calm without conditioning. But you wouldn't walk into a gym once and expect to lift 200 pounds. So why do you expect to carry the weight of life's challenges without training your mind first? Every trigger, every annoyance, every difficult person is your training ground. The driver who cuts you off isn't just reckless. He's offering you a chance to strengthen your patience. The rude comment isn't just disrespect. It's a rep for your emotional control. The coworker who frustrates you isn't your enemy. They are the resistance that builds your resilience. Here's what most people don't realize. You are already training every day. Every time you snap back, you are practicing reactivity. Every time you spiral into frustration, you are rehearsing weakness. But every time you pause, breathe, and choose calm, you are training mastery. You are carving new grooves in your brain, rewiring your nervous system, building a stronger mind, distancing from negative energy. We have all been there. That one person who knows exactly how to push your buttons. That environment that feels heavy the moment you step into it. That conversation that leaves you exhausted instead of energized. And yet, how often do we keep showing up, giving our time, our attention, our peace, as if we owe it to them? But hear this, your energy is sacred. It is the currency of your life. Once it is spent, you never get it back. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Buddhist teaching tells us that when you are angry, frustrated, or drained, it is a sign that you have drifted away from alignment with your purpose. Because your purpose is not to argue. Your purpose is not to explain yourself endlessly. Your purpose is not to let small minds shrink your spirit. Dr. Wayne Dyer said it best. What comes out of you when you are squeezed is what is inside you. If every encounter with negativity leaves you bitter, maybe it's time to stop letting them do the squeezing. maybe it's time to reclaim your peace. Distancing from negative energy doesn't always mean cutting people off. Sometimes it simply means refusing to engage at their level. It means protecting your atmosphere so your spirit can breathe freely. The strongest person in the room is not the one who shouts the loudest. It is the one who holds their ground, calm and unshaken, while chaos swirls around them. That's real power. That's real freedom. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their storm, remind yourself, I do not belong there. My peace is too valuable to be spent on battles that do not serve my growth. The power of stillness and silence. In a world addicted to noise, stillness feels unnatural. Silence feels uncomfortable. But the truth is, stillness is power in its purest form. Most people think strength is loud. They believe it is the one who argues the best, shouts the loudest, or reacts the quickest. But have you noticed? The most powerful person in the room is rarely the loudest. It is the one whose calm presence shifts the atmosphere without saying a word. Taoist wisdom calls this Wu Wei, the art of effortless action. It is not passivity, it is precision. It is knowing that you do not need to force the river to flow. You simply align with its current. In silence, you stop wasting energy proving yourself. You stop bleeding power into battles that don't matter. Instead, you conserve, you observe, you command. And here is the paradox. Silence speaks louder than shouting. Stillness carries more weight than chaos. When you respond with calm, you unsettle those who thrive on control. They don't know where to place you. They don't know how to move you. And in that confusion, you hold the power. Think about it. How many times have you reacted in anger only to regret it later? But how many times have you chosen silence and later realized that was enough? Silence forces reflection. It exposes insecurity. It protects your energy. It teaches the world, my peace is not up for negotiation. Stillness is not weakness. It is mastery. It's the deep, steady lake that reflects the sky, untouched by the storms raging above it. It is the quiet force that commands respect without ever demanding it. And when you learn to embrace stillness, you stop living as a puppet to provocation. You become the calm in the chaos. You become the presence that cannot be shaken. You become the one who does not just hold peace. You are peace. Why you must master emotional distance. Here is a truth most people never learn. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every insult requires defense. But the world will try to convince you otherwise. It will whisper, clap back, prove them wrong, defend yourself, fight for your pride. And every time you take the bait, you step into the trap. You become hooked, reactive, and drained. Emotional distance is the antidote. It is not about being numb or uncaring. It is about being wise enough to say, not every storm requires my presence. Not every battle deserves my sword. When you master emotional distance, you learn the sacred art of discernment, choosing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. You stop handing out access passes to people who haven't earned the right to shape your mood. The Tao teaches, care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. That is the prison most people live in, enslaved to opinions, shackled to insults, chained by the need to be right. But when you rise above that need, you break free. Examples of real-life detachment. Picture this: someone cuts you off in traffic. Do you let rage rise, chasing them with your horn, handing over your peace to a stranger you will never see again? Or do you breathe, release, and keep moving, refusing to let their chaos rent space in your mind? Or imagine this: your boss criticizes your work in a way that feels unfair. Do you spiral into self-doubt, replaying their words for days, letting it poison your confidence? Or do you take what's useful, discard the rest, and remember, their opinion is not your identity? Here is another: a friend or family member throws a jab, trying to bait you into an argument. Do you snap back, raising your voice, matching their energy until both of you are drained? Or do you calmly refuse the invitation, showing them that your peace is not cheap, that your energy is a privilege, not a reaction? This is real detachment, not running away, not pretending you don't care, but choosing what and who is worth your energy. Wayne Dyer once said, "You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to." And the Tao reminds us, the wise man remains unmoved, like a mountain in the wind. Detachment means recognizing that most battles are not worth fighting because they cost more than they give. It's refusing to waste your spirit on people who thrive on drama, on situations designed to provoke you, on storms that were never yours to carry. And here's the truth: the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. The silence that once felt uncomfortable becomes your power. The distance that once felt like weakness becomes your shield. And soon you find yourself moving through life lighter, freer, untouchable. Detachment is not abandoning life. It's elevating above the noise of it. How to shift attention and energy. Here's the hidden truth about anger: it does not just steal your peace, it steals your focus. The more attention you give to what triggered you, the more energy you pour into the very thing you want to escape. Think about it. When someone insults you and you replay it over and over in your mind, they don't even need to be in the room anymore. You are still giving them power. When traffic ruins your morning, how many hours do you waste reliving a 5-second moment? That is the trap. But here's the key: your attention is your most powerful currency. Let me repeat that. Your attention is your most powerful currency. Whatever you focus on expands. If you feed the fire, it grows. If you starve it, it dies. The choice is always yours. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Those words are a reminder that your freedom begins the moment you stop giving your focus to what you cannot control. The Tao teaches us to move like water. Water doesn't fight obstacles. It flows around them, wearing down mountains with patience, not rage. That is how you must learn to move with your energy. Don't collide with negativity. Redirect it. So, how do you shift attention? First, breathe. Anger is breathless. Peace is spacious. A single deep breath creates distance between reaction and response. Second, ask, does this deserve my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. Third, redirect. Take that same energy and place it where it builds you, toward gratitude, toward focus, toward your purpose. Write it, walk it, pray it, create with it. Transform what was meant to drain you into fuel for growth. Because here is the paradox. Anger is energy. It is raw power. But left unchecked, it burns you. Redirected, it builds you. The same fire that destroys can also forge steel. It all depends on how you channel it. So the next time you feel yourself slipping into irritation, don't ask, how do I stop this? Ask, where can I place this? Because once you learn to master where your energy flows, you stop being a prisoner of circumstance and start becoming the architect of your own peace. And that is true strength, not in suppressing energy, but in transforming it. What does it mean to become untouchable? It doesn't mean you stop feeling. In fact, you may feel even more deeply. It doesn't mean you shut down, build walls, or grow cold to the world. That's not mastery. That is fear disguised as strength. To be untouchable means you rise to a level of awareness where your emotions no longer control you, but instead flow through you. You feel anger, but you don't become it. You feel sadness, but you don't drown in it. You feel hurt, but you don't let it define you. Coldness disconnects you from life. But true untouchability connects you even deeper, because you can finally meet the world without fear of being broken by it. You can walk into the storm and still carry peace inside your chest. You can sit in the fire of life and still choose how you respond. The deeper reality is that true strength doesn't harden you, it softens you, because you no longer fear being shaken. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic, wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That is the essence of emotional mastery. The world does not create your suffering. Your interpretation does. The instant you shift your perception, the chains fall off. You stop living as a prisoner of circumstance and step into the freedom of self-command. To become untouchable is not to silence life. It is to silence the hold life has on you. It is to carry peace so deeply within you that no insult, no chaos, no storm can take it away. Final words, the path to mastery. Mastery is not a single moment. It's not something you achieve once and then never lose. It is a daily practice, a discipline, a way of being. Every time life presses your buttons, you are given a choice. Surrender your peace or strengthen it. React blindly or respond wisely. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That truth is the compass of mastery. The world will always test you, but the test was never about them. It was always about you. Here is where wisdom deepens. Mastery is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about choosing again and again to return to your center when the world pulls you away. The Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Anger is like a storm rising up from the bottom of your consciousness. When you feel it coming, turn your focus to your breath. Breath is your anchor. Stillness is your shield. Awareness is your liberation." So as you leave this moment, remember this. You cannot control what happens around you, but you can always choose what happens within you. That is your true power. That is your freedom. Carry it into your day. Protect it like treasure. Live it like truth. Because the path to mastery doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins right now, in this breath, in this choice, in this moment. So if these words have touched you, receive them with gratitude, not just as ideas, but as seeds to plant in your daily life. Save this message and return to it whenever the world feels heavy, whenever anger rises, whenever your peace feels at risk. Listen again, not because you need reminding of who you are, but because repetition builds roots. Let it anchor you. Let it strengthen you. And if it has helped you, share it forward. Someone you love, someone you know, or even someone you have never met might be waiting for a reminder that they too can rise above the noise. From my heart to yours, thank you for walking this journey with me. We are all students, we are all teachers, and we are all in our own way walking each other home.